Hello my fine friends, and welcome back to another episode of Trevor Talks. Today we're going to be talking about Johnathan Blow's The Witness, which he announced over 8 years ago. I was ready to see how he'd tackle an open world puzzle game that has a similar aura to Myst. This new experience promised a strange, unfamiliar island with tons of cryptology and obscure puzzles, and I was ready with my walking stick. While the experience is a solid puzzle game that really tests your patience, there are some pretty huge problems holding it back from the levels of greatness you'd expect. First and foremost, the puzzles are well worth your time. When you first start out, you're given some pretty easy challenges. This tutorial section teaches you the patterns you should be looking for, a circle attached to a line that ends with a rounded nub. As you progress in the game, you're suddenly given new bizarre symbols. Left with no alternative, you wander the island, looking for Rosetta Stones that'll clue you into these unspoken and elusive rules. Only by harnessing these symbols will you be able to unlock every area's ray beam thing that shoots lasers at a mountain or something. You get it, it's a mystery. If that doesn't interest you as a gamer, you may want to chalk this one up into the don't bother category. If instead that makes you giddy with glee, then this game will not disappoint you. If you're someone who will turn to a strategy guide faster than an addict to a pipe, then you're going to be really disappointed in putting squiggly lines into a bunch of nonsense touchscreens. For the rest of us narcissists, you're going to pull your hair out in between celebratory gushes of dopamine from solving complex problems. Now, while most reviewers will try and spare their viewers from spoilers, considering the release date of this game, I guess I can reveal some secrets. Basically, there's more than just line puzzles on screen as it would appear. Each location has a series of environmental puzzles to solve as well, dealing with perspective, lighting, and sounds. When you first start out, you get pretty focused on finding these terminals, but eventually you'll come across something that makes you realize patterns in other locations. Sometimes it takes standing in one particular space to notice some of the cleverly hidden Easter eggs, and I mean one place, like pixel perfect. Sadly, outside of beating the game, these little collectibles don't really add anything to the experience. Sure, you may have found all those hidden patterns nestled in a patch of grass, but collecting them all doesn't reward you with anything at all, and some kind of hidden narrative would have done wonders. When I say there's no story, I mean there's no story. Your character is a blank slate on a quiet island with nothing to discover. Nothing. The game has all these mysterious people frozen in time and supplies from a resort scattered about, but there's no revelations or hints at what this could all mean. The only time the game attempts to have a narrative is when you find these little audio recordings hidden around the island.
I maintain that the cosmic religious feeling is the strongest and noblest motive for scientific research.
The bland, lifeless voice actors do nothing to bring personality to what reads like an enlightened 12-year-old's Twitter feed with unlimited characters.
Your question is the most difficult in the world. It is not a question I can answer simply with yes or no. I am not an atheist. I do not know if I can define myself as a pantheist.
Sure, some of these quotes are from Einstein, but they're completely out of context. And I just feel like Blow copied and pasted his work from the website Brainy Quotes. None of these lines seem to have any connecting tissue, and they don't paint a larger theme or motif. Braid also had pretentious verbiage, but at least there was a story about a young couple and an atomic bomb in that game. Also, the pacing is extremely slow. I'm glad they included a run button, but overly abundant invisible walls and slow-moving platforms feel like a huge waste of time to me. This is the slowest platform ever. Seriously. Oh my god. Seriously? Come on. Even summoning the boat takes forever. Waiting for the ray gun to get into position should be a moment of celebration, but all I can do is get impatient with it, considering it's the only offered reward in the game.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Back to the good points, however. This game is beautiful. The colors, the layout of the island, the hidden nuances are spectacular. There's nothing quite like boating around the exterior of a tiny landmass in the vast ocean, as you can see symmetrical reflections in the shoreline. The game is a perfect excuse to do some self-reflecting in a stunning environment that's been optimized to work on pretty much any computer. This game is filled with unique elements, and every wall seems like it has its own textures. Because of this, the island itself has a personality, one that you'll feel instantly connected to. With that being said though, The Witness feels like it's living in the shadow of better puzzle games. While the graph-based challenges are about 20 hours of fun, and I could see me plowing my way through a book of them, there's nothing to reward your dedication. It's beautiful, but there's no music, no story, no discernible themes. It's a complete and utter wash outside of figuring out where to draw lines. If you're looking for some enjoyable puzzles and don't mind the sound of a developer sniffing their own farts, you may get a kick out of this entry. Everyone else would be wise to spend their money elsewhere. Guys, thanks so much for hearing me out. I want to let you know my next review is most likely going to be The Last Guardian, but if you have another game you'd like to see me review, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.